All right, let's do some burning in the water. What we're going to do here is we're going to burn 2 exothermic rods. I want you to notice the heavy angle, about 45 degrees to this 1.25 inches. With an exothermic rod, to use the drag method, you've got to keep a lot of angle on that rod to keep it hard up against the steel. What we're doing is we're going to make one cut in the top of this piece of metal. We're going to make one cut a little lower down, and then we're going to run a tubular steel rod between the 2 cuts. Lets you see the kerf from the back side. Lets you see how far we were able to travel with these exothermic rods and the 1.25 inch steel, and lets you see how much further we were able to travel with a tubular steel rod in that 1.25 inch steel. The exothermic rod is very good in thin steel, but once you get up to 1 inch, because the heat is in the rod itself, you start dropping off on your distance per rod. Another bad trait of that exothermic rod is it makes a very wide, nasty kerf. And you'll start to get a look at that. You can see the one on the bottom. And as we travel a little further with this tubular steel rod, you'll begin to see the one on the top. And we're going to get an extra 7 inches out of that tubular steel rod, past what we got with the exothermic. You add that up on every rod and on each diver's bottom time, and you're going to have a whole lot more steel cut on each dive. I will pick the piece off, and you'll be able to see the cleanliness of the cut here, and be able to get a look again at the exothermic and the tubular steel. The exothermic makes a much nastier cut. The tubular steel rod, if you put a guide around, you can make load-bearing surfaces, and you can be pretty precise with it. Okay, I want you to pay close attention again to this diver's body position, that he's off to the side and he's dragging this rod to him. You'll get a real good view here of the diver making himself a rod change place at the end of this rod. Again, this is the 1.25 inch steel. As he's bringing that rod to him, he'll get down towards the end and he'll slowly rock it around and create that spot for him to start his next rod. And as we saw in the dry burning, he's going to rock this rod out the back side of the edge there so he doesn't lose contact with the steel. He's going to cut the back side out before he cuts the front out. That's that good feeling, Tim Burr. Okay, we're burning on that 1.25 inches again. Just concentrate on the position, how he's bringing that rod evenly to himself, what he does with the rod when he gets down towards the end of it. Think about him dragging that rod to himself, and he's not in front of that cut with his face or with his body. There's the rock around. Now you'll see this piece open up as he gets down towards the end, and when he cuts it out the back, it'll fall. That piece is cut. Watch the body position. Watch how he drags that rod towards himself. Pay particular note to what he does with that rod down towards the end of it. Nice, smooth, even rock around. All right, we're going to have a caca here. We're going to create ourselves a little problem. This is 2 1/4-inch steel. You'll see the diver run this rod smoothly. He'll get down towards the end, and he'll create himself a little problem by rocking around a little bit too quick and not making a place to start. He'll create his own hanger. When you get on a little bit thicker steel, you need to make that rock around just a little bit slower. You see, he got a little blowback right there at the end as he was rocking around. Well, now he tries to start the rod up in that location. Never quite gets full penetration. Uh-oh, now it's all blowing back at him. He's got a hanger. You get out of the steel, you make it cold, get back into good cut. Back up there where you know it was good. Start burning down, undercut that hanger, slowly change your angle, and travel in the direction you were going. We'll run over this hanger several times. Remember, the diver created his own hanger by going a little too fast on that rock around for the rod change. He tries to take off with his second rod and never quite gets good penetration, and now he's solid blowback. Gets out of the steel, makes it cold, gets back in it where he had good cut. You need to take care of a hanger as soon as it happens. You need to stop, get back in good cut, travel down, slowly change your direction of travel. That's what a hanger looks like. You're getting all that blowback and all that metal on your side of the steel. Again, he gets out of it, makes it cold, gets his penetration, starts burning down, slowly changes his travel direction, and completes the burn. Most hangers are left at rod changes because got too quick, trying to take off too fast, not taking the time to end the rod right. If you get a hanger, stop, make it cold, get back into good cut, burn down a little bit, change your angle to the direction you had traveled before, and bring it out the back. All right, we're going to cut this 2 1/4-inch steel correctly here now. Watch a little bit of difference in the rock around. When the diver gets down short on the rod, he takes a little bit more time bringing that rod around and making himself a good place to start. Nice, slow, even rock around. You'll see this piece open up and close down again when he cuts that back side out. There's your 2.5-inch steel.